Hey guys, let's see if this works. I've tried every setting, it just keeps booting me. I'm getting frustrated. But like I was saying, we were talking about 20-gallon tanks. And let me know if the video starts to lag out. You'll probably see me lose my beans and go nuts because this live streaming, it's really cool when it works, but when it doesn't, you want to scream. Anyways, I'm gonna stay cool. So, like I said, we were talking about 20-gallon tanks and how people are always asking me if they can keep a goldfish in a 20-gallon tank. And the answer is no, you cannot keep a 20-gallon goldfish in a tank. And yes, you could probably keep a juvenile goldfish in a 20-gallon tank, but it's a bad idea. And people always ask me, can I keep cichlids like angelfish? Can I keep turtles? Turtles get big and deserve bigger tanks. Usually you're gonna wanna keep them in a tote, essentially. Let me know if the video starts to lag. I'm gonna bring up the chat here. Hopefully things are going better. All right, let's see here. Who is here? Matt's Monster Fish. Is this Groundhog Day? Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. There's been a lot of problems with live streaming, I guess, lately. And I guess I'm back, so let me know if it's gonna lag. Gerson says it's much better. You're lagging. Just kidding. Don't even play with me right now, brother. All right, I can't seem to find this chat. It's weird. It created like a reminder or an event essentially, and I don't know. Let's see what's going on. It seems some of you guys are here. It's 23 watching right now. It's the weekend, and none of you guys have lives, right? Chris needs a 250 because there's a schooling cichlid. Yeah, angelfish are commonly need to be kept in bigger tanks, especially, I always tell people a good fish for a 55-gallon tank is angelfish, and they can't be stuffed in a 20-gallon tank. And people always say, well, my fish store has angelfish, and they keep all their fish in 20-gallon tanks. But you have to remember, fish stores are temporary homes for fish. And I could rant about this all day. A 20-gallon tank, so many people go and buy, because they started with a 10-gallon tank, right? And then they upgraded to a 20-gallon tank, and they're like, this is a bigger tank, it's an upgrade, and I'm ready for some goldfish or some cichlids or just a turtle. A lot of people, I'm blown away by people, the idea of being able to keep a turtle in a 20-gallon tank. I'm sorry, and 20-gallon longs kind of fool you, but they're only like this tall. It's not a good sized tank for a critter that grows. Some musk turtles only grow to like 4 inches, but still, it's too small of an environment. All right, let's see who's here. 401 Cichlid guy says, I'm having a beer, cooking dinner, and watching the game. Laugh out loud, that's life, baby. Heck yeah, it's the weekend, you gotta celebrate, right? Like I was saying, my wife is on a ladies' night, AKA, and I'm on, I got the baby monitor here. I'm watching Avery. Look at, she's ever so cute on the baby monitor. And I got one of these cool magnetic connection deals. I'm really, I'm amused by the simplest things ever. That was just like $5 on Amazon. We were having problems with the little connection in the micro USB, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try one of these. Matt's Fish Keeping says, I'm secretly watching this because I'm forced to watch Glee. My wife watches Glee too, and I cannot stand it. I'm sorry, it's not really my cup of tea. Happy Toast says 20 gallons are truly an eyes for community. Truly in my eyes for community. That's confusing, Happy Toast. I don't know what you're talking about. Matt's Fish Keeping says, I hate turtles, they stink and they need super powerful filters. Yes, turtles are, that's a huge, people don't understand how dirty turtles are. They're like 10x the bioload of fish. And I used to keep turtles when I was younger. And man, they do stink. It's because their bioload. The water gets so stinky. If you're watching this and you're thinking of buying a turtle, get the biggest tank you can buy, and essentially a tote is better than an aquarium, like one of those Rubbermaid totes, like a 100-gallon one, because turtles only use basically the bottom of the tank. So why get a tall aquarium when they're only using the bottom? I think that 20 gallons are meant for community fish like live bears. That's what you meant, Happy Toast. Yeah, sorry. That's a good, valid response there. It's 20-gallon tanks. make for a beautiful small planted tank. When people ask me what is a good fish for a 20-gallon tank, we did this video a couple months ago. Good inhabitants for a 20-gallon aquarium are tetrafish, some Corydoras, dwarf cories maybe, the dwarf crayfish. A lot of these come to mind. White cloud minnows, small fish, guys. Like, does it make sense? You're keeping small fish in a small box. It only makes sense. And to keep big fish, you got to get a bigger box. Hopefully, I don't come across as too much of a douchebag about this, but it's just cichlids, maybe some shell dwellers. Those stay small. Again, small fish. Rams, says Golden State Warriors fan. Sorry, I mispronounced that. Michigan Aquatic says open signs. Caleb says, oh man, what the heck? I was on another feed for like 10 minutes that showed it was waiting. I know what this streaming is. YouTube needs to fix some of this stuff. Like, it's absurd. I don't know, guys. I got into my router. I was changing settings. I was doing everything known to mankind. Nobody is using the internet. I did a speed test. 90 meg up download. I have 90 megabytes download and 10 upload, which is really good. I shouldn't have any issues, but yet I'm having issues. Tofe Vlog says, I have a 55 and I want aggressive fish. What should I get? I always tell people, if you got a 55 and you want aggressive fish, get a Flowerhorn, because those things are pretty aggressive. And if you people always want to keep aggressive fish together. It doesn't work like that. If you want to keep some together though, you could dabble with, I would throw in some like black convicts, some green Texas, maybe some fish that you can grow out for a couple of years and upgrade. Or else, if you want to keep one fish, maybe a Flowerhorn. And if you don't believe me that it's aggressive, try putting your finger in the tank and he will show you they are aggressive. 54 Punchy's here. How's it going? She says goldfish should have 20 gallons for the first one and 10 gallons for each additional. You know, in Goldfish Keepers, my Facebook group, we're always changing the minimum tank size. I wish Hunter was here because he is also over there. But I think the minimum tank size we have for goldfish is a 40 breeder, and for every fish you add that's also a goldfish, I think you got to go up 10 gallons. Eric McLeod says, can I put exodons in with South American cichlids? You probably could. Exodons, aka the bucktooth tetra, can be pretty aggressive, and I think it would be completely fine. Take that with a grain of salt though, because they do get pretty ravenous, and they're related to the piranhas. And I've talked to a lot of people about these fish. They're really growing in popularity too, which is really cool. If you want a small fish that is really aggressive, exodons are crazy good, and they're cool fish to watch. Love them. The Side of Right says, I thought 55s are a bit small for a Flowerhorn. They kind of are, but it depends what Flowerhorn you get too, because some of them aren't as large and some of them get monstrous. And it really depends on what you really don't know how big your fish is gonna get. Lisa's Fishbowl Life says, hey Chris, how's it going? Aren't you on vacation, Lisa? Look at my baby just sleeping here. That's Avery just sleeping in her crib, ever so cute. She had a busy day today. It was the weekend, of course, and she's just busy. She's been a great little girl. She says, laugh out loud, I'm on vacation. Aren't you in Bermuda or something? I checked out your video a little bit ago. But yeah, 20-gallon tanks. What is this? I have 2 small turtles, 5 cichlids, and a barb in my 60-gallon with an AquaClear 70 marine land through 50. I will upgrade to 100 gallons or more. Any advice? You have 2 small turtles and 5 cichlids. Turtles, you know, you probably might lose some fish. If you're keeping fish with turtles, it's bound to happen, especially, but if you don't really care about the cichlids, like maybe if they're like convicts or just kind of a very super common cichlid, then get a bigger tank, do a turtle dock, set it up, and hopefully you'll probably lose the barbs to the turtles before anything else, because barbs kind of just like relentlessly swim everywhere and don't aren't as smart, essentially. All right. Grape says, I have 3 corridors and haven't seen them eat. What should I do? What should you do? You should test your water. If you want the short answer, test your water. Make sure your water is good. Maybe clean your substrate and get a good quality pellet. You know, some sinking shrimp pellets. They absolutely love those. And give them a little bit of time, and I'm sure they're gonna eat with some time. People forget fish. They don't starve to death in a couple days. It could take up to weeks for a fish to starve to death. Is the 20-gallon long or hide good for 1 goldfish? As we were just saying, Gerson, it's not the best size. 20-gallon long is gonna be much better, but 20 gallons is still 20 gallons, and a goldfish is a mid-swimmer. They're gonna swim all over the place, so it's really not gonna matter. If you are absolutely certain on stuffing a goldfish in a 20-gallon long, plan on upgrading, and you're going to be doing water changes all the time, probably like once every other day or once every 3 days. All right, let's check out the chat here. Grape says, I don't want them to die. Yeah, test your water, and if you don't have a test kit, just keep doing 50% water changes every day or every other day, and just give it some time. The side of right says, I thought I had an awesome spot for a plywood tank in my basement, then reality hit me and realized that the closest outlet is 15 feet away. Well, don't let where the outlet is going to be located stop you. Just run an extension cord or pop it through a wall. There's always a way. A lot of people think building a plywood tank is a good route to go. I don't advise it anymore because you can buy big tanks for cheap. You can have them custom made. You're gonna have some money into building a plywood tank. It's just not the best route to go, in my personal opinion. And a lot of them, if you get on Monster Fish Keepers, the forum, a lot of plywood tanks give out because people aren't building them strong enough because they're just plywood, and there's a lot of discrepancy in regarding that. But Lisa's Fishbowl says, I'd say keep feeding them. That's happened to me before. And I keep feeding different things and will eat after acclimating. All right, did the electric blue Jack Dempsey's die, says Michigan Aquatics? Yes, every single one of them died. I had 4 of them, and I had the last one until a year, and they just died. So Andrea Needle says, store updates. Andrea, I got to work in the store tonight for like 4 hours. It was excellent. I ran the wall with all the 20s going on it. I ran all the PVC drain, and I'm still working on the rack. It's a slow process. I blocked up pretty much all the windows. There's going to be an update really soon. I'm just trying to make the video cool to where it's not like, you know, I could do an introduction to like all the other videos and be like, here's some updates on the store, but I think people want to see like progress. It's slow going, you know what I mean? The slowest process of it all is what I'm doing, running all of the drainage for all the auto water change system. And it's a lot of work, but I promise you, once I get going, the tanks are gonna be it's gonna come together nicely. All right, Lisa's Fishbowl, I'm so excited you're opening a store. I hope you have great luck. Yes, I'm nervous, but I'm just gonna just hit the ground running, and I don't care. It's gonna be cool. I'm very worried about heating the place because it's a like 50 by 50 building or something like that. It's big, and I'm scared come wintertime. It's freezing outside. So hopefully my YouTube channel keeps growing, and I can help pay the bills with the YouTube money that I'm making. That's the whole idea here, and maybe after that, I mean, there's a list of goals. The YouTube has to help pay for the costs, and once I can start selling and shipping fish, maybe feel that out how it goes. If it doesn't go well, you know, I'm also going to start selling some other things. I'm going to start selling polycarbonate lids, and I can just do custom orders. People can send me, the dimensions, and I'll just mail them to you. It'll be pretty easy. Just because I've cut so many of those polycarbonate lids, and a lot of people have been asking me for them. Michigan Aquatics, bro, as soon as this store gets going, I'm going to be there. Maybe then I will get my stickers leveled. Yeah, sorry, Michigan. I'm a scatterbrain. I still got to tell my wife. I wish you were on Facebook, because then you could just message me. Because every time I leave here, It's just, my life's just so hectic. All right, when your store opens, I would definitely come because we travel up there every year to see my grandparents. Heck yeah. I'm looking for a, if you guys, what the heck am I trying to say? If you see any big tanks for sale near Minnesota, I'm looking for like something like 1,000 gallons and above. I really want to pull the trigger on something massive because obviously I'm gonna have like tons of mid-sized tanks up to like 6 feet, but I want something ginormous, you know, like every fish store needs a ginormous tank, you know what I mean? Matt's Monster Fish says, sell some monster fish. Yes, I do. That's why I want that big tank so I can keep some massive fish in there. Where will the store be located? Right at my house, Lisa. That's the building is right at my house. It's awesome. I don't have to pay rent. A lot of fish stores fall out or go under because they got to pay rent, and I have a slow month. And by having it at my house, I'm kind of trying to cater to just like advanced aquarists, and I don't want people, beginners at my, like, I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out yet, if I'm gonna do like a membership fee or something, but I don't want to deal with the beginners. And if it doesn't work out as a store, I essentially just build a super badass fish room, or a fish gallery as Joey would call it. So Charlie Barton says, what pellet do you recommend for feeding my Flowerhorn? I would get yourself, it depends what you're going for. There's different pellets for coloration, for nodule growth, there's different pellets aimed. I just feed my Flowerhorn a variety of all the cichlid foods I throw in there. Will you ship internationally? That's a big fat no. There will be no internationally shipping. I'm sorry. It's just the bitter truth of the world. It's shipping fish internationally there's like nobody doing it except for wholesalers. Danielle McCoy says, what's up? Lisa's Fishbowl for the store. Sorry, I'm drunk. Hey, it's the weekend. It's okay if you're drunk. So Matt's Monster Fish says, I have a big tank being built right now. Yes. Matt, I was meaning to message you. I think it'd be cool to do another video on the sturgeon, keeping sturgeons, and you have a sturgeon in your pond. So maybe if you started working on, sorry, my dog is being weird. If you started working on a video for sturgeons, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe take your time and get some stellar footage and we could do another video. It's totally up to you. Chris Holden here. What Charlie replied, what food should I feed to get a big nodule hump? I would look up a guy by the name of Tyler Wallace. There's a couple guys that are really big into the Flowerhorn. Tyler Wallace knows his stuff. He sells his own custom food. I'm friends with him on Facebook. We're always talking. I would highly advise you hit up Tyler Wallace. He sells probably one of the best foods. All right. My Jack Dempsey won't eat anything you recommend. I switched foods, and when I switched, that's all that's there. I can't, Jack Dempsey's having problems feeding. I would say maybe your Jack, I've dealt with a lot of Jack Dempseys being super timid because they almost need other fish to flourish. This is gonna sound weird, but due to my experience keeping a lot of Jack Dempseys, having them in a community cichlid tank really brings them out because they're either can be really aggressive fish or they're just super timid essentially. And I always tell people to add some other cichlids, black convicts, maybe a green Texas, maybe a pink convict, some things with attitude, Severums, Oscar, you know, it really helps them get out of their shell because I've had that problem too, and they just stop eating, they stop doing anything for weeks. I feel like beginners will get you the most money, you will have a higher chance of getting a new customer, and will make you more money. That's true, but in the same fashion, I don't know, I don't want to deal with new fish keepers because they don't listen. I help out all the time at my fish stores, local, and they don't listen. I want to deal with the people like these subscribers that know fish keeping and have passed that first year of fish keeping where they killed a bunch of stuff but they didn't give up and they researched. I think the variable that is different with everybody is if you killed something and you have the app to research, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what went wrong? I care about these fish. And that's a big deal because new fish keepers, a lot of times all their fish die and they go, this is stupid, you know, I'm done. I'm selling all my stuff to Chris because he's a nut job. Eric says, you ever put jigs in with blood parrots and I feel like I was beatboxing there. Would there be issues? All right, you said a jaguar cichlid and a blood parrot. There probably won't be issues. I would make sure that if the jag is small enough to not fit in the blood parrot in its mouth, and it depends the size of your blood parrot. You know, if it's not gonna eat it if it can't fit in its mouth. Oh, I'm just like upchucking all over the place. Just ate a pizza. Jessica Rivera says, what's your Facebook? It's Chris Weber, parentheses, Fish Geek. You can add me. Or if you're in any of my Facebook groups, Beta Fish Keepers, Goldfish Keepers, Oscar Fish Keepers, Guppy Fish Keepers, you can check the admins list and I'm in there. All right, the chat is getting cray-cray. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Caleb. Yeah, McDaddy Spoons. Oh, you're talking to McDaddy Spoons. Wow, that screen name is a little bit offensive. Oh, Big Bick. I thought it said something else. Just do a water test for beginners. Can you do a video on Paratheropops, cichlids, and viejas? Yes, I will be doing viejas. You know, hybrids are really hard to do videos on because there's so many different, you know, it's like doing videos on all the different strains of Flowerhorns. It's just so crazy. No noobs, no dead hobby. Adrian. Happy Soul says, what's the pH of your water? I know I'm basically spamming, but I really want to know. The pH of my water is very high. Charlie Barton says, can't find him on YouTube. Can you link him somewhere? Link who? Who are we talking about? Alex says, will convicts and blood parrots fight in a 50-gallon tank? They might, but just get more fish to kind of spread it out, get more decorations, and spread it out. Do you think you'll have a saltwater tank in your store? Yes, there will be salt. Eventually, it's going to be a little down the road, though, I will admit. I'm going to get everything evened out. Big Bick. That's spelled with a B, guys, so don't mispronounce that. I just did that. What can I put in my 20-gallon tank? Jessica says. That is what this video is about. That is a great idea. The video topic. I totally lost track of it. 20-gallon tank. If it were me personally, the most popular 20-gallon tank right now is a shrimp tank. Go buy some stratum, go buy some live plants, let the tank set up for a while, let the plants flourish, and then add shrimp in a couple months after everything is cycled out. Maybe get some tetras to make sure that the tank is good to go and you're not gonna kill your shrimp. Maybe start with cherry shrimp, a cheaper shrimp, easier, hardier. All right. What are your opinions on people using baking soda to raise pH? I would not. Oh, Charlie, you're talking about Tyler Wallace. Yeah, that's how you spell his name right there, Tyler Wallace. And if you go to any of the Flowerhorn Facebook groups, he's in there. Baking soda, I've never done it. It's very odd to me when I try to raise pH. I'm using like more natural ways to do it. You know what I mean? Could I use a 20-gallon as an African cichlid grow tank? You could, but some of the haps get bigger, so don't get some of the bigger haps, I guess is the only advice I can give you. Do you have your tanks running and cycling? How much experience do you have with saltwater? Asked Caleb. I don't have a lot of experience with saltwater because the fish are extremely expensive here in Minnesota. And essentially, when I did salt, it was fish only, and I wasn't doing coral. And I mean, that's the easy way to go. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really expensive, time consuming, and I'm obsessed with freshwater. So why would I waste, or I shouldn't say waste my time, but it's just, freshwater has all of my heart. Caleb says, I got a dwarf crayfish in 20-gallon tank. Yeah, but yeah, like I was talking, you could do a shrimp tank. What else? You could do white cloud minnows. A planted tank is the way to go because it can really make your water change schedule just so easy. You could You could even try to do a no water change tank, or maybe you could do a tank and then you could preach about it and be like, hey, I did a water change once in 6 months. That would be crazy, right? 20-gallon tanks, I'll be honest, there's not a lot you can do with them. Like I said, small fish, no goldfish in a 20-gallon tank, no angelfish in a 20-gallon tank, no turtles especially. No turtles. All right, I gotta get the chat here. I'm getting lost here. It sounds like a copycat of Corey from Aquarium Co-op and having his Mbu Babuna Puffer display tank at your store would be awesome. Yeah, I don't want to copy Corey though. I know I'd like to do my. I'm looking for a monster tank, something like something big where I can keep a lot of stingrays, and I'm talking like 1,000 to 2,000 gallons. And if I can't find a tank, I'm just gonna custom build one. I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, you've been saying that about the plywood tank, and you've said a lot of things, but I promise you, there's a big monster tank coming. Yeah, stingrays, arrows. It's because the fish store has to have. It has to have all the mild-sized tanks where I can keep fish and breed fish, and then there has to be the focal point that people talk about, that people come to see, like something like at Cabela's is the side of right. Yeah, I need something with a lot of gallonage, and it's got to be flat because I want to utilize the substrate for stingrays because they're so popular and awesome. So I wish you were 17 hours away or I'd visit your store. Yeah, I'm going to be, it's going to be cool too because I'm going to be doing video footage when I have people over. I want to be doing like, when a person comes over to buy stuff, I want to be videoing it because I'm setting up cameras in like the corners and such, and I'll be able to like, to shoot videos and stuff about people coming to buy fish. It'll make for really cool footage. And like Corey doesn't really do that in his store. And I think it's because a lot of guests don't like to be videoed, but I'm gonna start asking people, hey, is it cool if I video this? You know what I mean? All right, guys, so it turns out the stream worked. We're almost at 30 minutes, so it's super cool. I'm glad that it worked. Will you ship fish from your store? Says Mark Gray. How many times are you guys gonna ask if I'm gonna ship fish? I'm gonna trial it once I get the store running, so it's gonna be super cool. I wonder how much a plane ticket would be to go out there. It wouldn't be that much. Where are you from, Lisa? Could I put a peacock bass in a 90-gallon tank? You could, but it's gonna be short term. Peacock bass get massive and you're gonna need a big tank. This is the #1 battle all of us monster fish keepers have. You don't have a big enough tank, but you want monster fish. It's Buffalo, New York. Yeah, I don't think that plane ride I bet it'd probably be like $100. Are you happy with how the store is coming up? No, I'm not happy because I'm pissed off because I'm never satisfied by how much I'm getting done. Because it's never enough. I'm dying to be shooting videos. There's this battle, I'm trying to get the store going, but there's obstacles. I'll spend a bunch of money, I'll find a deal on some tanks, I'll run out of money, and then the YouTube does pay me, so then it's like running out of money, having time, running out of money, and it's hard. And I want it because I know all you guys are dying to see it, and it's like it's expensive, and it frustrates me, and it's like, do I just work? Because I can work overtime at my day job, so do I work 60-hour weeks, 60, 70-hour weeks and pay for it? Or do I come home and try to make more videos? Or do I work to, I don't know, I'm battling it. Then I have my daughter, and my wife thinks I already spend way too much time doing fish keeping things, but she understands that I'm obsessed with it. And I know it's a crazy thing. Like I told my neighbor the other day, he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm building a fish store. And he's just like, you're what? It's just like, I got a super chat from Aussie DIY Fish Keepers. Do different types of fish change your direction? Yes, all the time. It is a huge deal. Like, it is a huge part of my life. Like, I've told you guys, some days I'll wake up and I'll be obsessed with rainbow fish, and I'll spend hours. I'll sneak into the bathroom at work and I'll be researching like rainbow fish, and I'm just like, God, I'm gonna set up a tank. I have the worst attention span ever, and it's, you know, I essentially, people tell me you need to specialize in one kind of fish for your store, but I can't do it because it's, I become obsessed with all of it. I'm gonna have all different, I just don't care. I'm gonna keep shrimp, rainbow fish, monster fish, beta fish, everything I get my hands on. And that's the whole idea of building a big store slash gallery slash fish room, you know? Lisa says, what do you do for your job? I am a I install graphics, vinyl graphics on different buses. I mainly do it on buses. I'm what is the verbiage on it? A vinyl graphics technician. Are you gonna have any more deals for lights? You know, I kind of lost track of even trying to I went on this rampage of finding deals for suppliers to give my subscribers, and some of those deals are pretty good too. They were giving me like 50% off the lights, which is crazy. But I could try it again because I do have some hookups at some of these suppliers, and sometimes they have like a light that they're not selling, and they're like, all right, screw it, we'll run a 50% deal. So do you vinyl the short buses too? I mainly do the graphics on the city buses. I don't know if that was a joke or not, Matt's Monster Fish. All the you know when you see a city bus or like a coach bus go by and has all the advertisements plastered all over it? That's what I do all day long at my job. I install vinyl graphics. So what are some cichlids you will carry at your store? Andrea, I'm going to get into Africans pretty hardcore because I have the water for it. And a lot of people are going to hate that, but there's a huge demand for African cichlids here in Minnesota because our water does so well with it. I'm going to try. There's always a demand for hybrids. I'm gonna try to breed hybrids. I'm just going to do my best at breeding as much as I can, and if I can't breed things, well, I'll be able to, but it's just a matter of you know, I'm all over the place. So it's going to be a matter of timing and what is happening. I'll just have to have a website where I update the list, and you just get what you get when it happens. Ethan says, doing a 55-gallon outdoor, what stocking would you recommend? I would do guppies or goldfish, white clouds. There's a bunch of, it depends where you live, Ethan, really. Will jigs fit in a 75-gallon tank? They will for a long time, probably like 2 years. They do take some time to grow. It really depends how fast they grow. Michigan Aquatic says, Chris, you need a dragon's blood peacock cichlid. They're an African. Oh yeah, I know what a dragon blood peacock is. I'm surprised I don't have cichlids yet. My water is hard as rock. Yes, I'm gonna be doing a video. I just ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon to bringing down your TDS, because my TDS is extremely high, and I'm gonna do a video on building a DIY system on bringing down your TDS. And some of you might say, well, you can just buy an RO Buddy or something like that, or a Rota unit, but you don't need to buy one of those. And if you're gonna be doing fish keeping long term, it's good to have just like a system to bring down your TDS and take out a lot of those sediment out of your water. It really depends where you live, but the only reason I'm doing the video is because I face the battle here where I live. So I'm thinking other people will too. And essentially it's just going to be a series of home filters in line and a water pressure gauge that lets you know when your filters are clogged up, essentially. And you're going to have the different what am I trying to say here? The different series of filters, you know, the microns. You're going to have to work your way down. My Pictus catfish is always hiding. I don't see him in weeks, not even during feeding. What do I do? Well, make sure he's alive, first of all. But catfish like to hide. That's just kind of what they do. And a lot of people buy catfish and complain about that, but it's catfish like to hide. And I know the pictus of all of them isn't the one that's gonna be hiding all the time, but I literally have, you guys have seen this tank to the left of me, a bunch of Raphael catfish in that tank. There's like 4 or 5 Raphaels, and I don't see them ever. And it's like, what a cool fish to own that you never see, right? We live in North Carolina and our water conditions are perfect. Well, great. That's great for you, Andrea. What plant do you keep with Oscars? First of all, you're not going to be able to keep plants with Oscars. Doing a 100-gallon and 50-gallon sump. And what could be tank baits / carpet plants? Yeah, dude, with an Oscar, you're not going to be able to keep plants with any Oscar fish. They get bored and destroy everything. And they're going to try to eat everything that fits in their mouth. Good tips for successful breeding of Severums. Severums are pretty easy to breed. Try to find a pair. Put them in a community tank, see if any of them are pairing off. Once they pair, put them in their own tank, maybe like a 55 or 75, and put a piece of slate there. And when they lay their eggs, if you have a female and male, they lay their eggs, they should maybe give them a couple days to swim on their own, and then the choice is yours to either let the Severums raise their own fish or remove them. And you know, there's setbacks to each side. If you're I don't know, I could do a whole video on that, but does anyone know anything about the big-eyed catfish? I don't recall. You know, there's so many like different street name jargon names for catfish. It's crazy. Well, it's 11 o'clock and my wife isn't home yet, and it's ladies' night. Maybe she's not coming home. Maybe she's leaving Chris. Do you have good ways to cure hole in the head? Yes, water changes. More water changes. There are some meds you can look up. Water changes are going to be key though, and good diet too. If you're feeding a lot of feeders, that's probably why they have hole in the head. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this live stream. We've been going for we have a couple more minutes till we have 40 minutes. So I'm trying to think. I'll cut it at 40 minutes. I'm kind of pumped up tonight, so maybe I'll grab another Mountain Dew and maybe we'll go again. What else can we do though? Because I feel like we're getting bored. We could look at some fish. Trying to think what else we could do. We could bring the camera with us. Need some ideas. She's leaving, just married, Jaguar Cichlid. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. She's out with a bunch of ladies having cocktails and margaritas. I don't know. Maybe she won't come home tonight. No, I'm just kidding. When you've been with your loved one as long as I have, you know they're coming home. Talk about catfish that don't get as big as red tails. You know, I'm not an expert at catfish, but I mean, I know some about catfish. We need some ideas though. What can we do a live stream about after this? Let's go to Petco. Aquarium fungus. I think she deserves it, doesn't she, says Kirsty? You know, she really deserves it. She's a hard-working woman. Matt's Monster Fish gave me a super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, do the do. Yeah, if I drink a Mountain Dew right now, I might be up super late, but it's Saturday, right? So, can we look at your fish, says Jessica. Yeah, we can look at my fish. Maybe we can look at some fish you guys haven't seen in a while. I had changed the Flowerhorn to a different tank. Maybe we can take a look at that. The Flowerhorn was just beating on the other fish in there, and it had to happen. Now he's all lonely and sulking and just pouting in that tank, but that it was overridden with black convict babies anyways, and I needed him to just kind of break up all the convict, the paparazzi essentially, and they were just convicts and that's exactly what he did. It was funny because I put this Flowerhorn in a 75-gallon tank with a bunch of convict babies, and the parents, different sets of parents, they had different colonies and different sides, and it was getting overtaken. And I threw in that Flowerhorn, and the convicts just rampaged him, and he was just like, and then 2 days went by, and he's like, oh, I'm a Flowerhorn. Yeah, I'm going to let you know how this is going to go. So, how can I find Tyler Wallace's fish food? I can't find it anywhere. All right, so you're going to make me find this? If I find this right away, is going to be sad. Tyler Wallace, if I Google it, he is this right here. This is his profile ID. I'll copy and paste it here in the chat. Yeah, or you can look. Yeah, his name. The name of his food is Excalibur Flowerhorn pellets, and that's what he sells. He has a lot of great foods, and I highly advise it. So hopefully that link worked. In my 20-gallon tall, none of the fish eat. What do I do? Man, the question of what do my fish won't eat. I get it all the time. First of all, check your water. Is your water good? What filter do you have? Check your water. A 20-gallon tank, a lot of times things can go south very fast with your water parameters. And if you're deep cleaning your filter, you're probably screwing up your cycle. And then you're gonna make your fish stressed, and then they're gonna get sick. These small fish tanks are very hard to keep the water established and keep your hands on the water parameters. Do a short vid on the South American bumblebee catfish. I don't have one. I don't have any cool footage of one. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna try to think of a cool topic. What can I think of? We'll look at some fish tanks in this next video. I'm gonna grab a Mountain Dew, but give me like 10 minutes because this has got to upload. Do a Forest Lake pet store tour, says Karen. I have one. If you check out the channel or if you search Forest Lake pet store, one of my videos is going to come up. I go there all the time. So, all right, guys. Make sure to hit the notifications on my channel because I know that helps when I do another live stream. So yeah, thanks for the super chat, guys. Shout out to Matt's Monster Fish for the super chat. A lot of people are giving me ideas on what I should do a live stream on. Good ideas. All right, guys.